hasn't it?
Let's welcome tonight's guest then. It's dancing superstar Oti Mabuse and best-selling author Harlan Coben.
Welcome, both of you. Now, Harlan, we're going to be talking about your new novel in just a moment. But, Oti, I want to start with you. You're taking on the role of choreographer again in the revival of the musical Barnum.
Yes.
Now, for those watching who don't know the story or the man himself, what can you tell us?
I mean, it's an incredible story. It's the movie The Greatest Showman comes actually from that story. It was about this man, Barnum, P.T. Barnum, an incredible showman who then became a businessman, who then became a politician. And he's mostly known for founding that circus era, but also for humbugging people, as he would call it. It's just convincing a lot of people that they would be able to do things that are impossible. And he's like a salesman. He sold this incredible show saying, I've got an elephant, I've got these amazing things, just come pay money and come see me. And everyone did. And I think his stories are incredible because it's about going from rags to riches and the fact that you're not stuck in a situation. He can work his way up.
Now, Harlan, I don't know how much you know about our Oti here, but she is an amazing ballroom and Latin dancer.
Yes.
But circus skills,
yes,
they knew, I'm guessing. So how do you go about researching this then?
I mean, it's amazing. The whole musical is directed by this incredible man called Jonathan O'Boyle, and in rehearsal he actually has books there that we can all read. He has posters. We can imagine him and Charity being together. It's about listening to the music, watching the film, talking to people. So for me, what was really important is to familiarize myself with this musical because I loved it so much. I love The Greatest Showman. I think on Strictly most of my numbers basically came from The Greatest Showman. Even when I was dancing with Bill, our show dance was based off of that and just kind of like starting really hard and making it to the top. But Jonathan is really nice at bringing it all together. He's really amazing at giving us the backstories and saying, Oti, create a dance that tells the story. So it's really nice.
And it's a technical challenge, isn't it, in all kinds of different ways, because then there's also singing. I mean, 1986, Michael Crawford starred in a production of this and he sang a song while walking a tightrope, which must have been very difficult. So how does that work? What can audiences expect this time round?
I mean, the Watermill Theatre is throwing everything at this. So what's so special about the Watermill is that they sing, they dance, they act, and they play instruments at the same time, which is 4 incredible skills. But now they're adding circus skills. So we've actually had like a day or 2 learning how to juggle. I'm horrible at it. I'm absolutely horrible at it.
I'd like to see
Honestly,
it, though.
it's so bad. I throw the balls and I'm like, I'm out.
Oti, you're a working mum. You know all about juggling. Don't worry.
No, but so we're going to start it off outside the theatre, feeling like an immersive feel, like you're coming really into the circus with popcorn and sweets. We're going to have a big statue of an elephant outside. We're going to have people doing tricks. And then when you come in, you're going to see some hoop, aerial, juggling. It's while people on stills, while playing instruments, while singing, dancing, and acting.
Nice. Yeah. You know, and you're used to getting amateurs to a level where they can perform. A bit like Barnum, you convince them that they can do anything. But now you're working with professionals, these talented people, not saying, by the way, that the amateurs are not talented. They are talented, but, you know, in dancing, these people have already got the skills.
Yes.
That must be a real treat to go in and to be able to mould them when they're already sort of there anyway.
And what's really, really nice about the Watermill is that they, like you say, have their skills. They're already mastering what they're doing. My job is to come in and kind of tell that story of Barnum and Charity and Bailey and just add to what Jonathan has actually created. And on Strictly, you know, starting from scratch, teaching you how to walk, and then you're dancing, and then you're shaking your hips on Saturday. So they're completely different, but both, I think, liberating in their own way.
And Oti, we have to say congratulations on the baby, because since we've last seen you, you've had a little girl.
Yes.
7 months old, and judging by this video that we saw of yours, she's already dancing with you.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I did I did that video to put her to sleep, believe it or not.
Did it work?
Yes, it did. Honestly.
Okay, can I book you?
Yes. Yes.
How much an hour, Oti?
Listen, I mean, we won't say it now on camera.
Right? For you, actually, specifically.
Yeah, I think I wanted to work out, and every time I put her down, she wouldn't fall asleep. She'd just look at me. So I was like, right, girl, let's go. We're going to do this together. And it was amazing. Now I have fun dancing with her.
Oh, I love that. Well, congratulations. That's gorgeous. Barnum the Musical starts on the 2nd of July at the Watermill Theatre in Newbury, and tickets are on sale now.
Still to come, Harlan would be telling us why he hopes his new thriller will be keeping readers up at night.
But first...
Well then, Harlan,
yes.
Fans will be delighted. There's a new one, a new book.
Thank you.
This can be seen as part of all the others, or in fact stand alone if somebody is new to your books. What can you tell us about this one without, of course, giving any twists away?
Well, as the book opens up, my hero Myron Bolitar gets a visit from the FBI saying, we have a suspect in a serial killing. The problem is he's a friend of yours who you eulogized and died 3 years ago. So there's your opening, and now Myron's got to find out the truth. Is this guy still alive? Could he possibly be a serial killer? And I think Twice, I was telling somebody earlier, Think Twice I think is my most surprising ending. No one yet has told me they figured it out, so I challenge anybody who's watching, challenge to read the book and see if you can guess the ending.
Oh, the One Show viewers love a challenge. But hang on a minute, Harlan, because didn't you say you would never write a serial killer book? So what changed?
I hate serial killer books, actually, but I was reading, this is really weird, that since they've been studying serial killers, not that we've been studying them a long time, but since the 70s, we have actually less active serial killers now than ever before. Not because we're saying, Lord knows, we're crazier than ever, but because it's really hard to not get caught. We all have phones now. We don't hitchhike. We don't walk around without being tracked, CCTV. So it's very hard to get away with it. So because this is what I do for a living, I was thinking, how can I find a new way to do it? And how can I make it a fun story and something to keep you up all night?
Okay. So Master of Twists, we were talking earlier and we thought, how much of a nightmare would it be to watch a drama with Harlan? Because he would sit there going, but this could be the ending, or actually they could have done this. Do you do that? Or can you just watch it and enjoy?
I'm sorry, I do that. I'm really
See, we knew it, didn't we?
Yeah.
I already come up with a few different ways that Barnum can be changed around here. Don't go to Barnum the week after I'm there, because we'll change something around there all of a sudden.
Come, you're more than welcome. Come.
That's right. Well, one of the great con men also of all time, I guess they say so. He had twists and turns too, yeah.
I don't know if you've been adapted into Circus. It's one of the few things. Because we've seen so many TV adaptations of your books. I mean, most recently, Fool Me Once. Here on the One Show, we had Joanna Lumley and Michelle Keegan.
Aren't they the most charming?
Wonderful.
Seriously. How
sensational. They came in to talk about it. And then after that, it racked up over 84 million views on Netflix.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
You're
no
welcome.
problem.
No problem.
Anytime.
No props. But what gives you a bigger kick, seeing your work on screen or seeing it in print in a bookshop?
Yes. No, they both are. I mean, I think that what I love about the books is that one-on-one experience. For me, Think Twice is not a book yet. It's not a book until you take it home and read it. And these characters come to life in your head different from everybody else's. It's a one-on-one relationship you and I have. Tonight, you're going to take it to bed at 10 o'clock. You're going to say, I'm going to read for 10 or 15 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 5 in the morning and you're cursing me. I love that. That turns me on. Sorry, it just does. But the show also, to be able to work with Michelle Keegan and Joanna Lumley and Richard Armitage and Adil Akhtar and all these wonderful people and watch them, you had this little idea in my house in New Jersey and they're bringing it to life that so many people are going to watch and enjoy. That doesn't jazz you. You're not a storyteller. I mean, it's so much fun.
It was such a popular series, wasn't it, that
Huge,
one? Brilliant.
We had fun.
Now, fans are desperate to see your favourite character, Myron Bolitar, come to life in a TV adaptation. Who would you like to see playing him? Do you have actors in mind? Because we hear you're a bit fussy about him.
That's the problem. He's been with me since 1995. I've been writing him before many of you were born. But no actor ever does it for me. I've sold them before, and I remember one time they said, maybe Adam Sandler. I'm like, no. Maybe George Clooney. No. Maybe Jim. No. Everybody's a no for me. So I have to just sort of let go eventually. But that's one of the reasons why I've made a lot of shows here, and especially here in England. But I'm a little more nervous about it. I know I won't like it. Is that fair to say?
Well, you could get somebody brand new.
That's the whole idea, I think. You guys have any suggestions?
Yeah, no.
We've got some
and we'll
great
take
young
15%.
actors. She's a high-powered businesswoman. I
all
love
of a sudden,
to see
this is a
it.
casting couch going to become.
Yeah, it can be if you
Yeah,
want
there we
it
go.
to be.
Whatever you need.
It's a nice kind of one. Now, this weekend, Harlan, you are involved in Her Majesty the Queen's Reading Room Festival. You were able to meet her a few months ago. You must have talked books.
Yeah, first of all, she's such a great advocate for reading, the Queen. And what I love about the Queen's Reading Room is they come up with a new way to promote literacy. I've been with a lot of literacy organizations, but she's come up with a scientific way. She had all kinds of scientists there who have studied reading, and we all know this, but reading is actually good for you scientifically. Reading even 5 minutes a day, a book, not scrolling on your phone, reading a novel for 5 minutes a day increases empathy, reduces stress, and improves mental health. They know it now by science. And so I love the fact that the Queen's decided to take this approach. So instead of doing just 10,000 steps a day and your 5 fruits and vegetables, now we're going to add every day you're going to read for 5 minutes a day.
Pleasure.
And that's the Queen. I give the Queen a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
And very charming and a huge advocate of reading. And we all love reading. We all know when we doom scroll, it's bad for us, right?
Really
Tonight,
bad.
put that down. Read Think Twice by Harlan Coben, or whatever else you're reading. Just don't doom scroll.
Don't you worry. Harlan's new book, Think Twice, is out now. Thank you, Harlan.
Now, before we go, we must mention that there's still time to enter the Royal Horticultural Society Growing Together Award for Community Gardening.
The One Show has teamed up with the RHS again for this brilliant competition for community gardeners. So if you've been part of a group that's transformed an unused space into an inspiring oasis in the last 3 years, you need to get involved.
Head to The One Show website, bbc.co.uk/The One Show, where you'll find a link to the competition and all the information you need, along with the terms and privacy notice. You've got until 6 p.m. on Sunday to get your entries in, and the winner will be announced on The One Show in the autumn. Wishing you the very best of luck. Now, that's all we've got time for tonight. Thank you to our guests, Oti and Harlan.
Roman and I will be here tomorrow with Steve Coogan, Chris McCausland and Annika Rice. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Good night.